Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. I am Khadija Denise, and this is the Awkwardly Funny Podcast. I finally get a chance to say that. It's been so long. Every time I record YouTube videos, I have to remind myself that I'm not recording from a podcast. But I know it's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you, but I got some news for you to step to. I should have been a rapper. Anywho, so today I'm going to keep it cute and short and to the point just because I am on my lunch break. And so I am trying to be more consistent like I keep saying, but I mean, it is what it is. Life happens, right? So today I would like to talk about something that I am going through myself. Of course, I like to speak from personal experiences when I do these podcasts, things of that nature. I feel that we should be holding our dreams and our goals hostage. No one should know what you're planning to do if this person has not been supportive, if this person has not offered any type of assistance. Why are we sharing our dreams and goals with them? If we are sharing ideals with people, big ideas with small-minded people, is only going to be to our detriment, right? Because more times often than not, if God has placed something on your heart, whatever it may be, to start a business, to go back to school, whatever, that is your dream. God has placed you in that position, right? That's your blessing that you're hoping to get. No one else should even know what you have going on. And I get it when people say disappear for 6 months and glow up. Even if it's more than 6 months, take however long you need to figure your out and get it together, right? It doesn't have to be 6 months. It could be a year. It could be 6 years. Hopefully it doesn't take that long. But, I mean, some of us have more work to do than others. But, as I was saying, I do see why people say disappear. But I feel like it's because people tend to glow up when they're trying to prove a point to someone who may have rejected them, someone who may have hurt their feelings because they feel like they weren't good enough for this person, you know, things of that nature. We hear it every day, all day. People get dumped and then they go all in. Now they want to start working out. Now they want to start, you know, eating right and getting their life together and traveling. But my thing is, why are we not doing that before someone, you know, pushes us to that point? And sometimes, okay, so I'm going to say this as a devil's advocate with a double-edged sword. So that's not to say that sometimes God will allow certain things to happen in order to make us grow. But He has also shown us that we should get rid of this person, place, or thing before He allow us to fall on our on our yash. Okay? He has constantly showed you that this person is not for you. He has constantly showed you that this job is not it. You need to go ahead and step out on faith and go back to school or start your own business or start a consulting firm, personal training, whatever, nail salon, hair salon, whatever, right? So God, He allows us to keep making the same mistakes. So eventually we're going to be like, okay, I get it. Right? So those are not one and the same. When God is showing you something and you're not listening, of course He's going to allow you into the point of no return, and it's just like you have no choice but to listen. But on the other hand, if people are just rejecting you and making you feel some type of way and make you feel like you're not good enough, first of all, F them. And second of all, it shouldn't take that for you to, you know, want to get your shit together. But anywho, I digress. The reason I say that we should hold our dreams hostage again is because a lot of times that people just don't know how to support us, right? Like my family, I love them to death. But when I start talking about certain things and things that I want to accomplish and getting a vision board together, I'm definitely that person in my family. I'm the vision board person. I'm the manifestation person. I'm all about being positive. I'm getting up in the morning, good morning, and my family is like, Denisha, girl, go ahead. And I'm okay with that because if I can lead by example, and if I can't, that's cool. But I had to learn that people just don't know how to support us sometimes. and that's okay. We just have to adjust accordingly, right? We can't make it all about us, and we can't make ourselves feel some type of, oh, my family doesn't support me, they don't care about my dreams, they don't know. Okay, my thing is, if someone has never done this, if someone has not been called to do the same thing that you have been called to do, baby, they can't relate, right? If I'm expressing new editing tricks that I'm learning, new audio equipment, new camera equipment, new lighting, whatever, to my family, they're like, oh girl, okay, good job. But more times often than not, they don't know what the hell I'm talking about, right? So we have to keep that in mind. But we also have to just give them grace and let that be that. But at the end of the day, it's not for them to support us, because sometimes we're going to have to be that voice of reason when we don't feel like we want to do it. We're going to have to be that voice of motivation. We're going to have to be able to support ourselves and get ourselves to get up, get disciplined, get up when you don't want to. I have gotten in the mindset rather, that I'm going to start acting the part. I can't allow the lack of views, the lack of downloads stop me from doing what God has placed on my heart to do. Never in a million years and years ago. An example, my camera just cut off for no reason. I'm in the middle of recording a podcast episode, so it's not like a YouTube video. So that means I have to stop my my recording. It had absolutely no reason to die. I know it has enough storage. My batteries is fully charged. I have 3 batteries. Like, those are the type of things that make you want to be like, F all of this. Ain't nobody watching this. Ain't nobody listening to this anyway. But at the end of the day, I never imagined, like I was saying before my camera cut off, that I would be in this situation. I never imagined that I would be in front of the camera. I would never be in front of a podcast mic. And I feel like the abundance of creators, it makes what we do feel small, right? You feel like, well, what I'm doing is not really special. Everybody's doing YouTube. Everybody's on TikTok. Everybody has a podcast. In actuality, they don't. It's a billion people on this planet. I can't imagine that all of them have YouTube, podcasts, TikTok, whatever. They may, but it's not to the extent where they're trying to be creators full time or whatever the case may be. But it does feel that way. And I feel like it's tunnel vision. Anything that you focus on is going to keep appearing, right? So once you decide you want a car, guess what? You're going to see it everywhere. Once you decide that you may want to move to a different city, guess what? You're going to start seeing signs. You're going to start seeing TV shows that pop up that talk about this city or license plate. You're going to meet people from that city. So when you have tunnel vision, everything is going to, be in that direction. So I definitely feel it's the same thing when it comes to content creating. It feels like, it's not anything special, and then it makes you not celebrate the small wins. It's not making you celebrate, oh, you may not have 10,000, 50,000, a million subs, but you do have 500, you do have 1,000. But we are in the society where numbers matter. Even, when you first meet someone, it's all about if you have social media and how many people are following you, and they want to know who you following and all type of goofy stuff. We live in a numbers society. And sometimes I heard this girl, I was watching her YouTube video. She was saying how she had to get out of that mindset as well, of not feeling like it was enough and not telling people what you do, because if they want to look you up or look at your content, oh, you don't have that many views, but you still are that, right? If just because I haven't reached 50,000 subscribers, does that not make me a YouTuber? Does that not make me have a podcast if I don't have 1,000 downloads a month? Yes, I'm just not where I am going at this point. I'm going to get there. I'm just not there yet. And we have to keep reminding ourselves and remove anyone who is not aligned with that. We can't keep sharing ideas with people And I literally had to cut this girl off because every time I would come up with an idea or share an idea, you know how you're excited about something and you want to share with your friends, and she was like, oh, you know how to do that already? When I was thinking about my podcast, I was like, I'm going to start a podcast. And it was crazy because at the time I was working at Neiman Marcus, and this guy was like, you start a podcast. You have a nice voice. I'm like, no, I don't. I low-key sound like a dude when I wake up in the morning. But anywho, and I was like, maybe. And I always would have these thoughts of topics. I'm like, I should talk about this. I should talk about this. And I'm like, who's really going to listen to this? Like, and I just wake up in the middle of the night. I'll have ideas about this, just having conversations about myself. I'm like, well, what people think about this? I'm like, you know what? I'm going to start a podcast. It's been over a year now. I haven't made it to where I want to, but to be fair, I haven't been consistent. And I'm still figuring out the podcast thing on how to promote myself and things of that nature. But anywho, as I was saying, when I was trying to come up with a name for my podcast, I was like, I said, I can't come up with a name. Like, do you have any ideas? You know, like, that's what friends do, right? Oh, you telling me, Miss Creative, you don't have a name already? You know, name for your podcast? I'm like, all right, whatever. I told her that I wanted to learn how to roller skate. Oh, you don't know how to skate? You don't know how to swim? Because at that time, I had started taking swim classes. I'm like, baby girl, it's a lot of things that I know how to do that you don't. Like being a good mother, and I don't even have kids. So let's not go there. But a lot of times, people, their insecurities will rub off on you. Their lack mindset will rub off on you. They can't see the bigger picture. They can't see what God has placed on your heart to be bigger, to be better. So if people don't see what you see, that's completely fine. It's not for them. It's for only you. People will push things off on you. It will cause you to doubt yourself. It will cause you to think, okay, well, damn, am I even supposed to do this? You know? And then now you're stuck in this mindset of you don't want to do it. You can't do it. Now you're starting to doubt yourself. Prime example, I don't even tell people that I am moving out of the country. I don't really care. I mean, I share it with, of course, my followers, but I have received a lot of positive feedback. So, I mean, it's different when you share things with people that you know, or co-workers, associates, you know. It's a little bit different than with your audience. It's a little bit different communities, right? And so I don't tell people that I'm moving out of the country, because people are like, well, what are you gonna do there, and what's the plan, and and I'm, don't worry about it. As long as I'm not calling asking you for money, don't worry about it. I'll figure it out. Well, Africa, don't they have dirt roads? And yep, they do. It's places in Mississippi, Texas, Alabama, every city. I guarantee you, I guarantee you there's a city, a no-name city in every state in America where someone is country as hell. If they're not country, they're on meth. That's totally unrelated. But I defend Africa like I'm from there. Don't be ignorant. Don't say anything to me about Africa. Just don't, because I'm not going for it. But anywho, I don't tell people. I deleted my Instagram. I deleted my Facebook. Really close to deleting TikTok. I was going to keep that for my workout stuff, but I'm just like, dude, is this something I really want to be consistent with? And then TikTok, it's to the point where every time I open it, someone's getting kidnapped, murdered, slaughtered. It's just a mess. Everyone is a conspiracy theorist. I'm kind of over it. So I don't have anything to share because people just watch you and they don't comment. They probably comment to somebody else, and I'm okay with that. I don't care. I'm not one of those people who's like, oh, all you do is look at my stuff, but don't nobody like a comment. Netflix don't get mad if you don't like a comment on a TV show you just watched. Well, you can't comment, but you can like or super like. I think that's Netflix or Amazon. They don't get upset. Because guess what? If I see something on Netflix and I feel like I want other people to see it, I want it to be supported so they can keep showing movies or TV shows like this, I'm going to super like it or whatever I can do. Like it or whatever. Thumbs up. So that I can support it. If you're posting something on social media and it's some BS, no one has to like it. Why am I supporting bad behavior? I don't care about how many bottles you drinking out of at the club. I don't care about this. It's not appealing to me. But anywho, I'm not gonna keep this too long. I feel like I made all of my points. This is a good little refresher for me to get back on the horse since I haven't recorded a podcast episode in a while. But I definitely want to share that with you because it's one of the things that I'm, experiencing myself with this move. And it's hard enough to get out of our own heads. It's hard enough for us to become disciplined even when we don't want to do things, and waking up early when we don't want to wake up because we know that we want to work out, we want to be better, we want to look good, we want to feel good. It's already hard for us to turn on this camera, turn on these lights, hit record when we feel like nobody is supporting us, when we get negative comments. It's already difficult enough. We don't need anybody who don't support the dream in our faces. We don't. And I tell my sister and my mom all the time, I'm just like, look, y'all get ready because they're going to be calling y'all for an interview when I make it. How was Denise, how was Khadijah when she was growing up? How was Khadijah? How did y'all know she was going to make it? I told them get ready for the interview because it's coming. And I also told them I am acting brand new. The people that don't support me, that's supposed to be my friend group, but I have since cut off. So that's not a problem. Don't say that you knew me because you don't know me. The person that I am versus the person that I was when you met me, we're completely different. And that's another thing. When we start to heal, when we start to grow, when we start to change, we have to also change some other things. I know everybody just can't pick up and move, but we got to do things differently. Because people will constantly try to remind you of the old you. Let me reintroduce myself. My name is Khadijah Denise Yahaya. I am a changed woman. I am grown, baby. I'm getting better every day. The person that you had a chance with, she wasn't living her best life. She wasn't living in her truth. She had some healing to do. I don't do no spinning the block. Ain't no block for me to spin. Because anybody that I dated, I'm no longer attracted to you. No offense to them, but I was in a place where you shouldn't even know my name. And not to say I'm better than anybody, whatever, but I've dated and I've dealt with some foolishness that I know I shouldn't have. Just looking back, that should be keeping me up at night. Like, man, I did some lame when I was a few months ago. But that's the beauty of life. That's the beauty of growing. Every day that Allah allows us to wake up and see another day, we have the chance to become something new. We have the chance to become somebody different. And don't you ever let nobody play in your face and try to remind you, oh, well, you used to. Oh, well, no, I used to do a lot of but I don't do it no more. So if you can't accept me for where I am and who I am today, I beg. I need you to exit left, right, whatever. Y'all left, my right. We gonna get it together. But I am gonna close this episode for real this time. I'm getting that's why I love doing this podcast, and I can't wait so I can share my voice with so many people and just grow my brand and have guests and just, y'all, I'm ready. Like, I'm so ready just to get better and better and better and better every day. That is the whole point. If we're not getting better, if we're not growing, what are we doing, right? So, as I always tell y'all, protect your energy, protect your peace. Don't let nobody play in your face. If it ain't right, it ain't right. If it don't feel right, it ain't right. If it ain't moving, then you grooving. That's what we doing, baby. 2024, we up. Okay? I love y'all. Be safe. Until next time, I'm out.